I'm down at the railroad tracks on the beach in the Flying Park area neighborhood. That tower I have climbed more than once, drinking like an idiot all the way to the top. But it seems so calm and serene down here. Carp jumping. On the night of February 10th, 2010, I was at the bar drinking. Train tracks are right up this hill, but they blocked the entire thing off with gates, and now they have security cameras at the point where you cross the bridge. I had been drinking at the bar down by the MARC station, and I drank a whole fifth of Southern Comfort by myself, and I got to the point where something clicked in my head and I didn't want to live. So I took the railroad tracks about 2 miles down to this point here, and before that I went home, called the cops, and told them to look for me out on the ice. This river was frozen. And when I did that, I hung up and took the beach all the way down here to where you take the bridge. You can't see it, but there's a point beyond these trees. I walked out on the ice, I ran, and where I ran to was this tower. I had a black bag with me with some Steel Reserve in it. I proceeded to, as I got to the midpoint of this river here, from the point, look up, and the medevac was up above me shining its light, but couldn't see me. Meanwhile, when I looked back, there were cops all along this beach, lined up looking for me, but they couldn't find me. So as the medevac was searching, it had its spotlight on the railroad bridge looking around. But I was out here. At that point, I had reached the tower out there that you see, set my bag on the corner facing us that you see right there, and the ice underneath the base was more weaker than the rest of the ice. So I set my bag up on the base and tried to climb up to the base, and when I was hanging on that edge, the ice broke beneath me, cracked, and I was so weak I couldn't hold on and fell through when I tried to get back down. I used a post underneath the ice to push myself back up, and when I got up back on the ice, helicopter was still there, shining its light all around. The police were on the beach looking for me. They couldn't find me. So I went around to the opposite side where they had pegs I could climb up with. I grabbed the pegs, and as I did, the ice cracked beneath my feet. Then I was too weak to pull myself up, and as I hung there, I let myself back down, and I fell through the ice again. Underneath that tower, I hit the bottom of the ice. It was warmer underneath the water, and I stayed under there for about a minute, pushed myself up on the same spot I used the first time. Well, my intention was to climb this tower because they have a ladder. You can barely see it. My zoom won't go no further. goes all the way to the tippy top of that tower. And there's a bald eagle sitting up top of there. My intention was to jump from the top of that tower down to the water, hit the ice, and die. But as fate would have it, I didn't. So when I pushed myself back up on the ice using the post, I got up, stood on the ice, turned around, looked at my black bag with the beer in it, and thought, should I do it one more time? Give it one more try. So I stood at the turning point, literally. I turned around. Police, the helicopter was still there. By this time it had taken about a half hour total since the helicopter had arrived. The police were gone off the shore, and the helicopter was leaving. Had I not come back up out of the ice, they would have never found me. But luckily for me, what I did was, when they all left, I went home and went to sleep. And at 8 in the morning, a sergeant from the Harp County Sheriff's Department came and asked me what happened, and I told him the whole story. So this was the February 9th, 2010. A date I'll never forget. I've heard about it, but for the first time, I'm videoing it. What it was like, what happened, what was the cause. And maybe people will understand how dangerous things can get when I drink. So this little video here will go as a testament, not to rehash and relive old times as the great glory sometimes they were, but this insanity of my drinking, I didn't stop until June 12th, 2012, when I got arrested. Meanwhile, the police came 8 o'clock in the morning, escorted me to the psych ward. 3 days later, I was in jail. And as a result of this incident, they put that cage up all the way down the railroad tracks and even sealed the entrance to the point where you go underneath the bridge, so no one could get underneath that bridge anymore. And no one, unless they're really determined, can do what I did. With that being said, I'm grateful to be alive today. So every time you look at a tower, like that one, you'll know just one story of the hundreds that I've been through.